Hello people, just wanted to give you another update here. I have started my journey, I hate that word, I've started my trip to VSG land, and I have chosen Dr. David Kim as my surgeon. So I think if you've watched all my previous videos, you should be caught up on all that by now. I went through a lot of research that I did videos on, and then I went and visited Dr. Kim and got a bunch of questions answered. I didn't actually talk to him. I talked to him last year when I went in for a consult. Actually, it wasn't last year. It was the very end of 2011. And then when I went in recently for another consult, I talked with Dr. Holden, his associate surgeon that he's acquired in the last year or so. And so I went in and chose this office because he is a designated surgeon of excellence, and it is a center of excellence too. There his practice is. So I think those are two very important aspects. He's got a very low complication rate, which I loved. In the previous video, I went through a lot of my questions and got those answered, and then I posted those at the bottom underneath the video itself, so you'll be able to get in there and see those. So I wanted to update you on what I have put together here so far. His office is very good. His staff, they've got it down to an art on as far as, you know, the system. And I know a lot of people may describe that as being herded in and herded out. It's actually not. It's just a well-oiled machine as far as I can tell. I am in healthcare risk management and compliance, and so they have all of their HIPAA and, you know, compliance stuff as far as all that goes really really tight, and it looked really good. Everything, you know, believe me, I had my eyes out for things like that, and I just didn't see anything that looked non-compliant or risky. And the flow really did just feel like a well-oiled machine. It felt like they just have this down to an art, and that they know how to get people in there. They know how to get the information efficiently. They don't want to waste their time, and they don't want to waste yours. And so that's really what I got from it. So I think that I think we should all keep that in mind when you go in. Of course, you have to go with your own feeling too. You know, that's just the feeling that I got. If you go into another office somewhere, or even Dr. Kim's office, and you get a different feeling, it's just because that's the feeling you're getting. I'm just letting you know the feeling that I got from it. So what I got was, I got scheduled for my endoscopy, whatever. Anyway, it's a camera that goes down the throat, goes down and looks at the stomach, and it looks to see what's going on with a hiatal hernia possibly. I've got some symptoms that match that, and also some symptoms of gallbladder problems. Now, not everybody's going to have either one of those. It's just that I have learned that people who tend to overeat over a period of time will develop a hiatal hernia, and it's just where the very top of the stomach sort of just comes up into the esophagus. I mean, it can be severe. I've Googled around, and I've seen some really ugly scenarios with that hiatal hernia, but it can also be just very mild, to where that stomach tissue just starts to come up into that esophagus a little bit, and then they can fix that. So they're going to do an endoscope to see if I've got any of that going on. And then as far as the gallbladder, some of us go into this procedure and into this process already having symptoms of gallbladder pain and issues, and you know, reflux and things that could be from hiatal hernia, but some of us don't. But some of us may have problems with both of those or one of those and not really even know it. I know gallbladder can sometimes have symptoms. It can have sludge, and just, it may even have some stones in there, and you may not have any symptoms, and you may elect to not have that addressed. A lot of people who are in your mid to upper obesity ranges are going to lose a lot of weight rapidly, and sometimes that rapid loss of a significant amount of weight could produce a gallstone issue. So sometimes people will get ahead of the curve on that and have the gallbladder removed just as part of their surgery, so that they don't have to deal with that later and have to go under anesthesia again to have that surgery performed again. So back around to what I was going to tell you here, they have a process at Dr. Kim's office to where they'll let you know. I know you can't see that, but it's just an itinerary basically of what I've got in store for me. So on April 23rd, I'm going to go to Texas General Hospital, which is, I guess, the hospital they are associated with for the endoscope, and that's in Grand Prairie. I live in McKinney, so that's a little bit of a drive, but that's okay. I don't mind. I'm going to have to take a driver with me because they're going to sedate me for that. I can't have anything to eat or drink 8 hours prior. So I think my brother's going to take me down there. My husband's going to be working an all-night job the night before, so I'm going to get my brother to take me there. He said he would. So then we'll get that done, and then on May the 8th, I'm going to go in, and first thing in the morning, they're going to do a cardiac testing on me. I thought that was great. They're just going to, it's like a stress test. She said, you know, you'll be on the bike for 10 minutes, and they're going to do a full stress test on my heart. I think that's great. That's great prudence. It's going to check to see if I have any risk factors that I may not be aware of prior to going into the surgery, so I love that. And then they're going to do the ultrasound on the gallbladder at 9 o'clock on that same day. And then at 10:30, they're going to do a mandatory, or I have to attend a mandatory nutrition class. I believe this is, I'm a cash payer, so this is for everybody. Anyone and everyone would have to go through this regime. And so whenever I get done with these appointments and the cardiac testing and everything is reviewed by Dr. Kim, then they would clear me for the surgery, and then at that point in time it'll be scheduled. So I don't know exactly when the surgery is going to be, but we're coming up on it. But I did want to give a little bit of FYI here. Something that I did not see coming and is really a nice surprise is my insurance policy will cover this endoscope procedure, since I have symptoms of the reflux and all that needs to be looked at through endoscope. So that's going to be covered by my insurance. And then also the sonogram for the gallbladder, if I end up needing to have a hiatal hernia fixed, or if I end up needing to have the gallbladder removed based on the results of the endoscope and the sonogram of it, then my insurance is going to cover that. So in order to get hiatal hernia and gallbladder fixed, you have to go under general anesthesia. There's a hospital fee. You know, there's certain expenses there that have to be done anyway. And so what's going to happen is that's going to be filed on my insurance. So I won't have to pay cash for the hospital, the anesthesiologist, you know, whatever those fees. Anyway, it adds up to $4,600 that I won't have to pay out of my pocket if I end up getting hiatal hernia and or gallbladder treatment during the VSG surgery. So then the remainder, the $5,600, would be the cash portion that I would then pay, which is great news to me because I had fully expected to pay the $10,500 fee. So anyway, that's pretty much all I had to report today. My next video will be to let you guys know how my endoscope went on April 23rd. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.